What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Drementfh, and welcome to Thorium Gaming, and it's time to hop back into the Eternal Empire, our efforts to bring the entirety of the old world under the forces of order. And we have so much going on now. We got the war in the north, the war in the east, the war in the south, because Khemri decided to pick a fight, and our armies are spread thin, and we're going to have to try and get them on track. We are going to have a nice little battle right off the bat here with Titan's Notch, because we have Horus Todbringer and Claude Firth Fiddler. I really should have renamed his last name. Ready to take on Blorg, which is not a great army, but him and his garrison, I think the garrison there is still hurt. So what we'll do for right now is we'll charge Boris in, get him to encircle. It's a Pyrrhic victory on his own, but once we bring Cloud's forces in, it'll be a decisive victory. We'll deal with that shortly. We've been pushing pretty hard up through the mountain passes. So next turn we'll be able to take Black Fang. The Orcs under Grimgor Ironhide have been pushed back hard as hell. They have not had a chance to recover since we devastated them earlier. And now our forces here are ready to just take the Demon Stump. And Steel Standard plus 20% speed. Let's give that to one of our knightly units. And we don't have an enemy lord there, so we can just auto-resolve that one. And occupy.
Grand Theogenist.
Tower of Gorgoth is under Orcish control, so we'll have to take that one. Some level ups happen there. Well, it's just the Grand Theogenist himself, Volkmar the Grim.
Yes.
And Indomitable. We get another point in Woundmaker, but there's not really much point there. It looks like Daniel Lebs has finally started getting to the point where you can get points in Mentor. So we might as well top him off while I'm looking at it and thinking about it. Hartwig von Hall, the Van Helsing of the universe, and Roderick Languin. Now we have a ton of characters running around now, so let's see what we can do. Anyway, we'll go over to the next lord that has moved in. Static Lore and Mr. Nussbacher are moving west. Admiral Leech is still down there, but he's less of a threat now. We're going to send these guys up north to take on Volcano's Heart. Those two should be able to take it on their own. It is a fight against the Dark Elves, so that's kind of neat. Elspeth, we knocked out the forces under the Plague Lord last time, or Leech Lord I should say. But let's get set up to take on the Writhing Fortress this time. I believe that's the last settlement that the Warriors, or the Warhost of the Apocalypse have. Yeah, it's their last settlement. So if we knock them out, the rest of it should fall pretty easily. Our army at Tribe Slaughter. Are these rebels or Kol Norska? They have a bunch of really elite units. That'll probably be our first actual fight of the week. But let's pop back over here and do Horus Todbringer's fight. We've been fighting a lot of things in regards to the Warriors of Chaos and Norska. And it's fun to fight something different now and then, which we're going to get when we go fight Tomb Kings here. Because Khemri decided to pick a fight. And it's amazing that one of the Orcish heroes here actually has a barrier set of hit points. It's a little unusual. I think we're going to set ourselves up along this ridge right here so our reinforcements can either swarm left or right and back us up. Put our artillery in good place to keep shooting. We'll leave our land ship on the right flank, give it a good line of sight, and allow it to do what it's got to do, move it around. The main forces can stick in the center. Should be good. Hopefully we can do enough damage to this army to drop it down. before our reinforcements hit the field. I think the only really devastating thing in that army right there is maybe the Orc boys, from what we can see. We can't see what's in the Wa army behind it, but we can see what it's got loaded up front. Black Orcs are definitely something we're going to want to shoot before they get too close to us. I got some big uns, Boar boys. Is that an Arachnarok spider? I think that's an Arachnarok spider. I don't know if it's a flinger or not, but it looks like the Regiment of Renown version. So we'll have to deal with it as it comes. There was just a massive patch for the game, so battles seem to be loading up a little bit slower than we usually get them. But first things first, we're going to set up on this hill. A lot of his troops are not set to be in the right position. So if we set up our infantry there.
Blow deathly winds.
Ready for war! We are Sigma's heirs! By Ulrich's wrath!
That should do it. And we can take our Pyromancer down and deal some damage to these guys. We got some Mangler squigs, not squids. Drop down a few spells.
The winds glow hot! Burn everything! Taking position!
Now that our wizard's getting hurt, we can retreat to our lines.
The Empire endures! Take position!
Pull our Witch Hunter back. Man, that conflagration's still going down there. That was a lot of enemy troops that just got scorched. This is a level 36 Lord.
We are Sigma's
Boris is
heirs!
level 43, so we're not too worried. 8 seconds, our reinforcements will hit the field. Alright, so Cloud's forces have hit the field. Let's try and get them set up to help us out here. Keep a couple of sets of swordsmen in reserve, not in the reserve. And our Pyromancer will go down towards the enemy. Get our Amethyst battery up here. Group up our knights. Send them down to guard there. Get our other leader up front. It's the right flank I'm worried about more than most things. They got a lot of goblins and stuff hitting the field, but I'm less worried about that.
I channel fire! To battle!
All of our stuff can get into position, we'll be laughing.
Quick march! Formation, march! We are Sigma's heirs!
Game's looking good so far.
Spirits invoke.
That was not what I was expecting it to be.
Listen up! For Helden Hammer! No lingering!
Those squigs should be going out of, or force goblins should be going out of control here any second.
Seething fire! Formation, march! Come, friends! The Empire endures! By Ulrich's wrath!
Alright, and let's kind of try to stop these guys from getting too far into the fight right now. Let's see. Charge bonus is something we definitely want to put in. And we'll get him going fast as well.
Iberina, listen! Emperor's might! Yes, my lord!
Death comes.
Alright, their lord is currently engaged with one of our frontline units, the Iron Breakers. Right now, a lot of greenskins are dying, which is going to be great.
State troops ready! Formation march! Our orders! Chant the battle hymns!
Alright, so we got those all running away.
Hellstorm rocket battery!
Our Hellstorms will be in position here shortly, which means a lot of greenskins will go down.
For the
We
Empire!
should have enough mana, or winds of magic I should say, stored up to drop another big conflagration right here.
Spearman! We serve friends at speed!
And we should have
Ready
a
to smite
battle him.
at speed!
Oh wait, that is not the right guy to send.
Faster! Battle awaits! Attack! Now! Get them!
Alright, this is looking good so far.
The Empire endures!
Alright,
Now!
looks like it was spider hatchlings and not
Sir!
Ragnarok, which is always a bonus for us.
I'll burn them!
We'll send in another burning skull to deal with those Night Goblin archers. They're still bringing reinforcements onto the field, but it's coming in so piecemeal that it's not really hurting us too badly.
Sigma calls!
I don't know if they'll stay in line for that, but might as well give it a shot.
Great wizard!
Well, they managed to stay actually on range of the bombardment, so that's fine.
The steeds are restless! Yes, sir, quickly!
Alright, most of the units on the field are broken, and there's the morale loss penalty. It's still considered a close victory, which is a little odd, but because we only lost like 220 some odd units, and they lost a lot more than 220. I guess we lost an entire unit of Greybeards from our Dwarven allies. If that's the case, we'll see if we can convince our Dawi friends to send us some more armored, short-bearded people with their beer to come help us. A set of hammerers wouldn't go amiss. I do like some of the Dwarven infantry. Now, if you combine Dwarven infantry, Imperial gunnery, and Bretonian cavalry, you would have the recipe for a force that could not be stopped. Alright, so that gives us the entirety of the giant lands here, and we're going to want growth, because we want everything to start leveling up. Porus, you should have 2 ranks in Mentor, and I believe you're working on all of these now, so Taste for Battle. Yeah, we'll get you some Demigryph Knights as they come. Your captain, Grimaldus himself, we saw him playing some Oblivion earlier, which was kind of neat. I'll grab him another point specialist, not that he's ever going to use it.
Yes, my lord.
Eduardo Graber is going to grab... I guess another point specialist, because there's nothing else that we can put him on.
I will marshal the band.
Sloman. And another point conviction. And allied recruitment, Karaza Karak, because we are now under the 4-unit limit, because we lost a set. We can get hammers, or we can get another set of iron breakers. Now, let's get some hammers, get some more variety in there.
Praise Sigma.
And Ricard, we can grab you Elgri, which will help. You guys afterwards can push on towards Karak Vrag, and then up towards the Chaos Wastes. Blackfang is under Balthazar Gelt's control. We do have Grimgor Ironhide and his big armies there. I don't really care if they take them back. We can swing a couple armies down and deal with them. Snorko doesn't have too great of an army. Well, his Wa is stronger because it has 3 units of Black Orcs in it. Grimgor's has 1 unit of Black Orcs right now, and a couple of big uns, but 4 in his Wa army. I don't know how long their Wa is going to last, but until such a time as it's out of there, we're not going to deal with it. We'll just get Riders of the Empire for our regiments for now.
The old foe.
Tough call here, but we're going to have to try and take it. It's a close victory, so hopefully we can win this one. These turns just get more and more and more bogged down the later in the game we get, the amount of fights that we have to put out. We may end up at this point having to start looking at the fights of whether or not we actually want to fight them. It might be down to legendary lords and not just lords. Because the episodes have been becoming 1 or 2 fights, and that's it. We've been getting an average of 2 turns per week. And we do want to increase that, so we might have to just start looking at it that way. Be pragmatic. And what we got here, a couple of heroes worrying. The Chaos Warriors are definitely the heavy hitters here. We should have enough artillery, though, to deal with it. Looks like their entire army is going to try and come through that pass. So what we're going to do... There's a ton of infantry here. Mix and match along the way. Try to get them situated. Something like that.
Missile infantry!
We got some missile infantry. Set our cannons up on the hill here.
For the ancestor gods!
I wanted both sets of cannons.
Missiles ready, my Graf! It will be done!
We'll put a steam tank up on that hill so it can shoot down.
Great cannon!
Our great cannons will put center line here because our dwarvish ones are up in a place where they can shoot down. put our cavalry on the right flank.
Sigma calls! Sigma calls!
Okay, now they're coming forward.
The ground quakes! The Empire endures! For the Emperor! To battle!
Not as satisfying as having the handgunners fire off, but archers are
Ready to
archers.
serve! For France!
Double charge our cavalry to those skin wolves, and then we'll send over a couple of units of infantry to help
For the
out.
Warhammer!
Just looking to try and see where those Chaos Warriors are. These Marauder Horsemen are going to start fleeing. Looks like they have more skin wolves and their heroes over there. Chaos Warriors are right there. So what we're going to do is set you directly onto them.
Halberdiers! Formation! March! Taking position! Down!
Just adjust our artillery trains a little bit.
Cavalry ready! Take the ground! Raise your weapons! Ulrich's will!
If we can knock out their
Ready for
leader,
war! We await your orders! Sigma guides us! Halberdiers! For the Warhammer! Ready for war! To battle! Sigma! I command
that was a
here.
holding action, but now we can send
For friends!
our leader over to deal with that.
Yes, sir. By
Marius
Ulrich's
Lightdorf
wrath,
himself.
battle awaits. Yes, my lord. By the Emperor's will, it will be done. Raise your weapons. Ready for war.
This isn't going too bad right now.
Spearmen! For Heldenhammer! Sigma! For Heldenhammer! Attack! Ready! Take the ground!
The Free Company are at least doing what we wanted them to.
We are Sigma's heirs! Listen up! See to it! To battle!
Alright, let's get our captain out of there. He's losing pretty badly.
Take the ground! Yes, sir,
So we skin
quickly.
wolf wear skin on
What?
all things.
It will be done! Send this out! Rah! Halberdiers!
Alright, so that takes care of them for right now. If we have to follow up and obliterate the 94 of them that are left, we'll do that. Still kept both of our knightly units though, which is good. Marius's force has been underwhelming for a while now. We haven't had a chance to sit down and upgrade him. He hasn't actually traveled back to the Empire in a while. What I do think we'll end up doing, though, is we'll put in a Rose Garden in the last Chaos or Warhost of the Apocalypse settlement and transport Elspeth back to Nuln. And then she can head south to start dealing with Khemri. And we will take army replenishment It'll chase him off a bit.
Yes, my lord.
Are there any regiments of renown that we can summon to you right now? No, we'll get the Templehof Luminarch Hish.
The nation calls.
Grab you a point Woundmaker. Captain. Hard to hit.
Praise Sigma.
And for this one, I think we're just going to take the win.
Ready. It is
Sort
time.
out there. Worry about taking the rest of the Orcish lands in a little bit here.
True servant of Sigma.
Alright, Lebs has still got to recover from his assault, because I believe we took on Valkia the Bloody with him last time. We do have our Elven allies up here. Shakrath might be his next
Servant of the faith.
target, but
I live to serve the Emperor.
for right now, we're just going to get him set up and let him recover, because there is the massive armies there.
What does the Emperor bid?
Same with PC. We're going to hopefully be able to wait. So we can't engage.
No,
There's Prince Sigvald there.
I will marshal the men. Moving on
Cornate faction.
to the provinces.
And then there's Stuco, 1184, our good buddy there. Grab Tools of Judgment. He came in and
my
was
lord.
dealing with the Orcish hordes up in the mountains. Now, Musk,
Get down.
Eye Gouger here, has a fairly sizable
Don't
force. He's got a
run
bigger
off.
Wa army than he does anything else. So
Raise
Stuco's going
Sigma.
to stay here,
Move!
kind of just hold down the fort. Remember, it was his Hellblaster volley guns that did most of the work.
Master engineer.
Mr. Hellborg was going to be our War
Is
Machine
this the
expert.
correct ratio?
But we can't hire any more War Machines for him right
Expert
now.
in innovation.
Middenheim's there. He's way too far to the east to really do much in that
Wherever
regard.
my
But we'll
craft
pick up
is
some more
needed.
War Machines for him after.
What needs to be done?
And there's Yorick Grimm, who's been staying around Null just to keep our energy or our income up there. We'll let the other nations go and see what happens, because that's pretty much 2/3 of this week's episode already done, and it's been 2 fights up in the mountains. I think we're still the world power right now. Might have something from Khemri come in. Yeah. That's near Bretonia, too. Yeah, Sartosa. So we're gonna have to go in and start steamrolling Khemri. Alright, they took Firemouth. I'm not too worried about it. We can deal with that as we go. We just have to wait for the Wa to either succeed or fail. Territorial disputes. Kragtoktomen. Under siege from the Warhost of Khemri, who is still pushing out. They have a fair amount of armies. They are a very slow burn army.
I will
Takes a while
marshal
to
the
build
men.
up, but once they do,
My
they don't stop
inventions
rolling.
serve the Empire.
Elspeth von Draken.
Now, can we get Franz
As is my right by Sigmar's
in
crown.
reinforcement range? Not without putting him into
I am Franz.
regular
They will
march
obey.
stance.
The graveyard rose. I foresee great suffering.
It's a close victory. It's against the Demon Prince. We're just gonna take it.
End is
So
inevitable.
we want to get a little bit more done this week.
The
occupy
Empire
it.
expands.
And the War Host of the Apocalypse is
Amethyst
no more.
Guardian.
Big thing we're going to do is get our usual structures in place. Level that up.
For Verena and Nuln.
And what we were working on her with. She's got the spells that we want, especially Pit of Shades. Grab Merciless Attacker. Call that done. She's only got one more level left anyway.
Rider
fine.
of the Dragon in Carmine.
So this gives us a distinct advantage in that we can take Bleeding Spire and we can start looking at picking on things down here. But we can build a Rose Garden. In the Writhing Fortress. We don't have the cash for it right now, and we're going to be losing money overall.
The Empire.
Which is not an encouraging sign.
We march. It is for the best.
So we'll see what we can do about getting a little bit more cash right now.
Vita Sigma.
Lebs, your forces need to recoup still. Got 5 turns on them.
Sigmarite Arch-Lector.
Looks like Blood Mountain got taken over by Daith.
I will go. I serve the Helden Hammer. Instrument of
Alright,
Sigmar's
Volkmar.
will. Hunting.
I'm gonna have you come up this direction. Looks like Grim Iron Fist might be going after Grimgor.
Do not waste my potential.
Alright, so that gets us back in the green. Now PC, Valkia the Bloody is in a position. What does she
I
have
will
for an army? A
decapitate
lot of
you.
Abomination, a lot of Spawn. Let's get your Captain. Class point Blade Shield. Your Engineer. Bandolier. If we fight her, she can't run, and she's out of
Auric
reinforcement
will.
rage. So we'll just take it, because we've already gotten the victory over her once with PC. We'll reinforce our troops.
The nation calls. What does the Emperor bid?
Alright, there's not much else we can do with them for this turn, but that was a lot that we could do. So we'll grab those 2 things for him. I believe his wizard has pretty much everything that we need right now, so we'll just grab the last point in scouting and then 1 point in specialist. His captain. Grab a point in indomitable. And same thing here. Because that would have dropped her overall forces down significantly. We want to be working on this one. Blade Shield. And Augury again.
Yes.
Do we really want to engage Grimgor? I don't know where his additional forces went.
It is time.
Cloud's
I
army
am
can
ready.
pretty much do what it
Are
needs to
you?
on his own. So I think we might just send Cloud off by himself. That was the wrong button. maybe send Toddbringer back?
This will bolster the
He's
nation.
got one more turn on his hammers anyway. So we'll send him to Carrick Vrag, and then we'll send Balthazar Guilt up to Gorger Rock.
Now,
And Stuco. We're still looking at these two armies here that are trying to get ready for
ready.
fight. But we don't really want to get involved in that just yet. So Stuco, we're going to do the same thing.
Let us move. I will
Just
marshal
far
the
enough
band.
so that you stop being annoying. And then Ian Helborg, we'll get him to come up.
So many ideas.
So you know what? Let's get piercing shots. 'Cause he's going to be
Never
our War
complacent.
Machine General, which is going to be awesome. Bandolier.
Yes, my lord.
George S. We're just going to kind of
Onward!
leave you.
Sir,
in
they'll be
around
marching all
Nuln.
right.
What brings you here? I call thee relics of power. Onward!
This resourceful is awesome. And we'll get hand loaded for him.
On the way!
There.
The Empire. To battle. So, is power.
Josh von Blount, he's a gold wizard. Looks like he's got everything we need anyway. It's Volkmar the Grims. Alright, so we're gonna let the other nations go, see what ends up happening. Stay on the cusp of making money right now, and then we'll have to send things down to Scorch Khemri. All the wars we've had to fight, it's been difficult to keep them all in mind as we go along, moving up towards
Are you so
Bretonia.
keen to meet more?
A Cornate faction that wants peace. Not gonna happen. I'll take the war fervor. Eyebrows expedition is gone.
Provinces.
Alright, so they're pushing through the mountains after Balthazar Gelt.
So, agreed.
Now. Yes. On march to the provinces.
In theory, we should be able to turn these three armies around and deal with him.
War calls. The Empire.
Okay, so a level 3 gem mine. That is awesome to
calls?
just stumble into.
By the comet.
Now,
And our wizards and everything here.
What?
Swear I spend more time leveling up our characters than anything else.
Praise Sigma.
Alright, Lord has not moved.
Imperial Scholar.
Alright, so
By
the Dark
my
Elves will have
calculation.
one more turn to
My
reinforce
visions
this place
predict
before
fate.
they lose everything.
Amethyst, Magistrix.
And what we'll do, since we got it here, and Ulrica's got her last point for everything. accomplished cavalrywoman is not really going to do her that much. Grab her Occam's Mind Razor. And we should, in theory, Castle Drakenhof is there. I think it'd be quickest to go to Drakenhof to start moving south. It's just a question of moving here. Fast
Through
travel.
the
There
black
we go.
orchards.
Now she's back
Amethyst
out
mage.
of the north. And on the next turn she can start rocking and rolling down.
Calls. Pick up the
Franz,
pace.
take the Writhing Fortress
it
for
time?
right now. Step into the Writhing Fortress
So?
right now.
This will
Marius
bolster the
Leitdorf.
nation.
You should be able to take Khartoum. Alright, so that province is now secured. These guys will start producing a little bit more
What?
income for us.
The Empire. Champion of the faith.
Lebs, if we send you towards the Silver Tower of Sorcerers, that'll be better off for us.
Grant me strength.
Volkmar, let's see if we can
Sigmar
split up
watches
those
over
orcish armies. Neither of them should be able to reach you by themselves. PC,
This
if
will
you go after
bolster
the
the
frozen
nation.
city, is it going to cause you exceptional amounts of damage to take? No, it's not.
By the comet.
Alright, so that works out pretty well for PC. Alright, so Stuco, you're still holding on. I really wish I could see how long this Wa army is going to last. Apparently I have a new outpost available, but too worried about that right now. Stuco, we're just gonna get you to
I
do
will
the same
marshal the
thing.
band. Work
And
to do.
Helborg, we'll get you to head up towards him.
In search of answers.
George S., you can actually go down and be reinforcements for Elspeth. We're gonna send you guys through the Black Iron, or
We
Black
march.
Rock? Blackfire Pass. I don't know where the other ones came from, but we're gonna go with it. And then Boris, I forgot to get you all your levels. You have pretty much everything you need for that line. Get you an attrition reduction. That should help out there. And you're at Grim.
Let us move!
There. More unassigned skill points. Empire Captain, Mr. Simon Werner. Grab you Indomitable for this round. I know you could probably get other things, but that's fine. We'll let the other nations go. I'm interested to see what Grimgor Ironhide is going to do. Silly von Gorst. Valiant defeat. I don't want to lose the Fortress of Vorag, so we're going to have to fight this one out, and that'll be pretty much everything for the week. If we win this fight, which we might not, then it would be a decent setback, and we might be able to charge the forces of Nurgle, take their city. I mean, they've got a giant. They're going to have to scale the walls, and they're starting over on this flank, so if we put all of our defenders with guns up here, And we have a fair number of them, not just from Vasili's army, but from everything else. But if we hold that flank, we might be able to outshoot them for the first little bit. He's an absolute beast. If we win this fight, though, it sets us up really well to go over and just slap him back. It's hard to figure about how things go, though. So we'll see. Really excited to go and start fighting Khemri, though. It'll be something different from all the armies that we've been fighting so far. Alright, it looks like they've got themselves split. So they got their giant Plague Lord himself, their heroes and everything over there, and all their infantry coming in over here.
By Ulrich's wrath! Missiles at the ready!
So what I think we'll do is we'll put
The comet ready!
all these missile troops
What do you bid? Crossbowmen!
up there to get ready to shoot.
We are ready!
And we'll keep our Karaberg greatswords there. All this cavalry.
Warbear riders!
Get set right in here to charge whenever they come down.
Ready! We are Sigmar's heirs!
Push you guys up to the wall there, and we're going to put our mortar somewhere about there. Fire on the way in. You're going to be a sniper tower. We want you built right off the bat.
How it is! The foe! Halberdiers! By Ulrich's wrath!
And we'll send a couple units of greatswords over here to maybe help hold the wall.
Soldiers of the Empire!
Same sort of thing with our steam tank. And
Swordsman!
you swordsmen can go here, help them out.
Victory will be ours!
Alright, we just gotta sit back and hope. Well, at least we managed to destroy one of the siege towers before it got to the wall. Make that two.
Great swords! Heldenhammer! Sigma! Understood! For Heldenhammer! Take position! Understood! To battle! We serve friends! Handgunners! We are Sigmar's heirs! Now! Attack!
If we toss everything that we can into that, should be fine.
Halberdiers! By Gormaran!
Think we're winning over here? Can't be 100% sure though.
The Empire endures! Missiles at the ready! Yes, sir! Missiles at the ready! Form a ring of steel! Shields up! Wise counsel!
Get those handgunners shooting down, it might help.
Yes, General! For Heldenhammer! It will be done!
Upgrade our towers a little bit.
By Ulrich's wrath! Wise counsel! Sigmar commands! Swordsman, sir! Great swords!
Alright, the Exalted Plague Bearers are starting to cause a little bit of grief. It looks like we got Tamerkan to the point where he's gonna die. If we can make him, well, get put off the field. I can swear in English. If we get him off the battlefield, then we can turn him. Well, the leadership penalty should start applying to all of his troops.
Abandon the fight!
Alright, they managed to get some Forsaken in behind us.
For Heldenhammer! Shoot it!
Send you guys over to try and help over
Great
there.
swords! To battle! Form a ring of steel! Shields up! Form a ring of steel! Sigma preservers! Pick them off! Handgunners!
Because this flank is pretty much secure. If they're not going to advance with the giant, we'll be okay. Let's try and readjust our mortar and our steam tank.
Prepare for combat!
Of course, as soon as I look away, they start advancing even with their giants and everything.
Fire! Awaiting orders! In range!
Alright, that giant is down. Get everything over here. Might be able to hold. Trying to get in there and take everything else out. Pull everything back to the center here. Oh, and we managed to pull a victory out of it. Not a great one, but it's a victory. That wiped out a bunch of their heroes, a bunch of demonic units, Chaos Giant. Marcus Wolfheart against Nakari. Well, with any luck, we'll be able to fight this one through too, so I guess you guys are getting a little extra this week. We do have a couple of those frostworms, so we'll see how they work out. In addition to the Grenadiers and Outriders that we have. Biggest threat is probably those Chaos Warriors and the Chaos Knights. Don't really have any artillery, but we do have a lot of archery and gunnery. So I figure if we set up on this flank, we should be able to draw them down into our line of sight and shoot the hell out of them before they get to us. Put a frostworm on either flank and deal with them that way. Though, it needs to be said, I wouldn't be entirely chuffed if Marcus Wolfheart got hurt and his army got wiped out up here. Mean a little bit more spending money back in the homeland. that's the edge of our deployment zone. So let's set up like that. Archers,
Handgunners!
Hockland long rifles.
State troops ready! Sure as the fool!
And we'll put our Rachonian allies into that famous
The ground quakes!
lance formation.
Your orders? Outriders! In the name of the twin-tailed comet!
I
Keeping
do want
distance,
skirmish
sir.
mode on these guys. On.
Keeping distance, sir. Sigmar calls. Yes, General. Quick march. Sigmar calls. In range.
See if we can get you guys to shoot those knights a little bit.
Knights of the realm for Britannia. Outriders. Full deals. Watch your backs.
See if you can pop that shot off on
Battle ready.
Ikari himself.
Marcus Wolfhard. Knights of the realm. Backhands! Awaiting orders! Sir, for the Emperor! Marcus Wolfhard! What do you need? Ready!
Alright, we're still looking pretty good.
Withdraw! Our steeds are restless. Prepare the combat!
Where are the Knights of the
Ready
Realm?
for
They're
battle.
losing over here, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
We are Sigmar's heirs!
Yeah, I got a feeling that we're not going to pull it out, despite how
Withdraw!
valiantly we fought.
Marcus Wolfhard! Prime!
See, maybe we can get one more special shot off before he gets knocked out.
Sigmar preserve us! Done! Sigmar preserve us! We are Sigmar's heirs! Charge!
Well, we've still got our Outriders and our Pistol Leaders.
Moving now! We ready for war! Ready!
Pistol Leaders and the Grenadiers are doing pretty decent.
Ulrich's wrath!
Now, let's just speed this up. It's going to be a foregone conclusion, but we'll see how badly we lose. There we go. Valiant defeat. I'm actually okay losing that full army stack. It means we can build a bigger, better one to send out later. I don't think we'll re-recruit Marcus Wolfhard either. Rather underwhelming as a legendary lord, I find. And they didn't even take the city, which is fine, I guess. Norska wants a peace treaty, but we're not going to give them that. France is going to wipe them out on the next few turns. Silly von Gorst was killed in action. That's a knight that we haven't got yet. So let's go with... Why would I... Sometimes I really, really wonder
To
about the
strengthen
game.
the Empire.
Alright, so that's where we're going to call it for this week, guys. If you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, join me in this or other Let's Plays, just hit that subscribe button. And make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. And do leave a comment in the comment section down below, so it lets me know who wants to get involved. It just makes my life a lot easier. And until next time, remember that life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.